Welcome back. Congo In Conversation is a new exhibit that is currently on display at the Bronx Documentary Center in partnership with the Cardnomatic Photojournalism Award. The exhibit showcases life in the Democratic Republic of Congo during the pandemic. Joining me to discuss her experience using photojournalism during a global health crisis and what viewers can expect from this exhibit is photojournalist Arlette Bashizi. Arlette, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. I'm so happy to be with you.
Now, before we talk about the exhibit, I actually want to know a little bit more about you. Can you tell me how you got into the world of photojournalism?
Thank you for the question. So let me start by because it's like my childhood dream. Since I was young, I've always have the dream to become a journalist. But while growing up, I get that interest to bring it more visually than on writing, on being working like on a radio or TV station. So that is how it started. Before I become a photojournalist, I've been working in a radio station company, but on the administration side. So while being there, I was working there, but trying to also learn how to do like reportage or like writing like articles. So that is how it started. And I was working there, but I was also going on Instagram looking for some journalist work and trying to get like inspiration. And I've also been putting some money for to buy my first camera. So that is how I started. I first get some inspiration on Instagram, and then I started also taking pictures first with my phone, and then continuing with my the first camera I bought.
That's pretty cool. Now, I know that you're based in the Democratic Republic of Congo. What is that experience like?
First, like uh, being a photographer in my community in Congo, it's a little bit difficult because people don't take it like a job, but for many people, they think that it's just a hobby. Then adding the point that I'm a woman, and in my community there is no, I mean, we don't have a lot of women who work as photographers, so that is also another issue. So I've been like, I remember when I told my parents and also some friends that I wanna be a photographer. They was like, "Are you serious? Like, you wanna let down your work? I mean, which already pay you, and wanna go to become a photographer?" That is not like, they didn't accept it, and it was a big challenge for me to begin. But for the like, one day I just decided to let everything down, especially when we started with the project Congo In Conversation. I just let it down, and then I go and start my career as a photographer. So it is not easy because in my community they don't think that photography or photojournalism is a job. Many people think that it's just a hobby.
So I'm so glad that you shared that. But your work was, considered a job or work because it was featured in Congo In Conversation. Can you actually tell me a little bit more about that? I understand before the exhibit, it was actually a news report.
Yeah, before the exhibition, before the exhibition, we okay, let me go from the beginning of the project and how I get involved in. So when I started excuse me, let me start again. So when I started learning on how I could become a photographer, how to do some reports, I went on Instagram and I text a message to Finbar O'Reilly, who was our curator on the project, and also the winner of the Prix Carmignac. And that is how we get in touch. Then when the project started, he could not come in Congo because of the pandemic, so he contacted like many photojournalists based in Goma, and that is how we started doing those reports. So as it was at the beginning of the COVID-19, many of us couldn't go out to work because they closed many things like schools and churches. So the city was a little bit quiet, not only in Goma but also in other parts of the countries. So that is how we started the project, and everybody was like doing a report in just in our community. So with the project we get that opportunity and possibility to document our daily life in our communities, and also getting paid and through that those reportage or that work we've been doing just in our community. That is how it went with the project.
Now, I want to know, what are some of the themes that are explored in Congo in Conversation?
Excuse me.
Yeah, can you just let me know what are some of the themes that are explored in the exhibit Congo in Conversation?
Mhm. So the different thing which has been exposed in the Congo in Conversation project, we have issues like about education, about COVID-19 and how it has been taking in I mean how it has been understood in my country. We have a subject about health, environment, daily life, and yeah, you have all of those different details and also subject which document daily life in the community. So those are the different subjects which have been exposed.
Now, a huge part of why this was created was to address issues facing the DRC during COVID. Can you tell us what your country faced during that time?
So first of all, with the COVID-19, when it started, people was really like they was really scared and was worrying about what could going to happen, because when like they said that they we will close like many offices, closing schools, closing jobs, and for many people in my community, you don't just have like a stable work which can allow you to get like still getting money without going out. So that was the first issue. Like people were worried about what they will maybe be eating without going out to work. The other issue was about school, because people was a little bit worrying, like they ask children to not go out to school, and the solution could be to start from home. But you also have that other issue that everybody don't have access to internet and also to electricity. So that was like many that was a part of many issues that my community have been facing of. And then
I'm
you
really
have
glad that you actually mentioned that, because we actually do have one of your photos where we can see some of the issues that you face. Can you actually just tell us a little bit, about the story behind what we're seeing?
Yeah, so the story behind that picture, as I told you, when we started, many pictures we've been taking them in our communities, and that picture and the, I mean, it was the first subject on which I worked on, and I did it just at home, like my little sister. They closed their school and she couldn't go out. Then they give them just like a homework to do at home, and there was like a power cut, no electricity, so she was using the light of a phone to do her homework. And that happened not only in my home, but also for to many people, because we had that issue of electricity and still have it right now in my country. Then the other issue was that they have been asking people to wear face mask to protect themselves. Then without working, they couldn't get money to buy those face masks. So we have been documenting such a subject and story which have been happening in the community.
Now, I think this was like a really eye-opening photo, and I'm so happy that you shared that. How can people actually see more and view this exhibit?
uh, for saying more on my work, first I have I have my Instagram account, and then I have also a Twitter, and that is where I share my work, and also to see more about the whole project and all the things we have been working on for the Congo In Conversation project. Just go on the internet and tap Congo In Conversation, and you will see all the work we have been doing during the whole COVID time, and also after.
All right, Arlette, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. My pleasure.
We'll be right back.